All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming live from our Joburg office. Good morning and welcome back to the opening bell with myself, Tshepo and Ashley. And this is brought to you by TD Markets and TD Markets Academy every Mondays to Fridays at 9, streaming live on YouTube. Hope you guys had a good weekend, long weekend for that. And this time we got back to business. All right, this week is going to be a very important and busy week. We're going to talk a little bit more about it, right? So, first things first, all right? Let us have a look at or provide some updates regarding the Middle East tension and war, because you guys know that the markets continue that theme. All right. The markets are dominated by the Middle East tension. So each and every week we follow the theme. All right. So now, during the weekend, this is what has happened with regards to the Middle East tension. So during the weekend, the U.S. administration launched what they call Project Freedom. All right. So the U.S. administration launched Project Freedom. This follows the U.S. naval blockade of Iranian ports and the closure of the strait since the conflict escalated. That is what we've known all this time, right? That the Strait of Hormuz has been closed or blocked, right? And then the U.S. naval also blockaded the Iranian ports, all right? So following that, and also attempts and efforts to try and have negotiations, the second round of negotiations ongoing, which has not happened. So following all of those things, right? Over the weekend, the U.S. administration launched Project Freedom, which is basically an operation that the U.S. will assist stranded neutral ships out of the Strait of Hormuz. So in terms of the ships that have been passing through, there are some that are neutral. Not all ships, carry oil and all of that. There are some ships which are neutral, right? And so during the closure, it is reported that there are some ships that have been passing through, right? There is a small amount of ships that have been passing through, but the majority are stranded there, right? So in line with that, the US now wants to assist stranded ships through the Strait of Hormuz, right? Whether it's going to be through escorting, whether it's going to be through direct one-on-one, that is not clear as yet, all right? So that is what's been said. That operation, or rather that Project Freedom, is going to start today on the 4th of May, all right? So we're going to keep an eye. We're going to see what's going to happen. Some analysts are hinting that this could bring us close to the peace talks, all right? So we'll just have to wait and see, because Iran has its own proposal, the US has its own proposal, so they are just busy going back and forth with their proposal. Hence, the ceasefire is still there. Hence, the negotiations have not begun as yet. The second round of talks have not begun as yet, all right? So analysts forecasts that this Freedom Project or Project Freedom could bring us closer to the peace talk. So we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen with that. So this week is going to be very important on how this operation is going to be, it's going to work out, and we'll definitely see and keep you guys updated with that. Right. So as a result, or rather, before I even get to the charts, so Iran's response in all of this, right? Tehran has warned the US that interference could violate the fragile ceasefire and lead to attacks, right? So interference of the closure of the Strait of Hormuz, right? Because Iran are the ones who closed the Strait of Hormuz, all right? And then after that, the US came and then said, okay, we can also do that. We'll also block and all of that. But now they want to assist in ensuring that ships go through it. So Tehran has warned the US that interference could lead to, it could violate the ceasefire and lead to attacks. So as such, the oil markets continue to dominate the markets, right? The oil markets, WTI, Brent crude, continue to dominate the market. So what are we seeing at the start of the week? We are seeing Brent crude, right? We are seeing UK oil Brent crude that has been going down for the past 2 days, right? It has steadied around that 50 50 Fibonacci, right? That 50 level of the Fibonacci. After that, aggressive push towards the upside and 2 days of downside, all right? We still have that $115 per barrel, that $115 a barrel price mark there, right? At the moment, it's trading on $107 a barrel. So we're anticipating that this is going to be an area where we could get a higher low, right? This whole area is the area we're anticipating we could get a higher low, simply because after that aggressive move up, price is correcting, right? There are no signs of a reversal from a technical standpoint. There are no signs of a reversal at the moment. So we're looking at this 50, 61.8, 17.6 levels to see if there's going to be activity and a continuation towards the upside. If that is the case, then our target there is that previous high around 115. All right, so that is the Brent crude on the daily time frame. This daily candle, the way this daily candle will close is going to be very important, right? Because you've seen the past 3 candles have had weeks, right? The past 2 candles, I meant to say, the past 2 candles have had weeks towards the downside, indicating that price is trying to push down, but it's slowly going down, right? It's slowly struggling to go down, right? So today's candle, right? So far, it has a week so far, but it could change throughout the day. So what I'm saying is it's going to be important. It's going to be important on how this candle is going to close, right? The closure of this candle is going to be very important. So if it closes with a week, then we could anticipate at some point price to start pushing towards the upside. All right. If you look at WTI, US oil, right? US oil also the same outlook, we've had 2 days of price dropping. We've had a gap, right? There was a gap as well. The market gave us a gap, right? So on the daily time frame, this is what we see. So we've had 2 days of price pushing towards the downside. We can also see these daily candles. There were, long weeks towards the downside. So at the moment, this is the current candle, today's candle right now, all right? So now it is around that 61.8, rejecting the 61.8. If we go to the 1 hour time frame, we'll be able to see price action properly. Yeah, so this is what's been happening here, right? So price is trapped inside this structure. So the completion of the structure and a break outside this formation will then lead us to this possibility. All right, we still have that 114 per barrel price level on that high. So a higher low and a continuation will then lead us back to that area there. All right. So that's how the oil markets are looking this morning. But also I need to state this, that remember, just like the past couple of weeks, the past month has been, right? Things are very fragile at the moment, right? Things are very sensitive. The markets are fragile. The markets are sensitive at the moment, sensitive to whatever is going to happen with the war, right? At the moment, we could see the US helping certain ships pass through, but it's going to be very important to see how Iran responds to that. Are they going to respond through military action or not? We'll have to wait and see, because also this morning it is reported that there is a tank that has been hit. There is a tank that has been hit trying to pass through, right? So it's going to be very important to see how Iran responds to this. Are they going to respond through military action? Are they going to try and, I don't think they're going to try and sit down with the US at this point, but we're going to have to wait and see how they're going to reply. So anything that's going to happen or that could happen today during the course of the week could change the price of oil. But as things stand right now, the fundamentals favor a bullish oil. The fundamentals favor a bullish oil markets, right? So if things change, we'll come back and do updates and reanalyze and see what the fundamentals are giving us, right? But as it is right now, we're anticipating the continuation towards the upside. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we kickstart the week this week after a very long weekend. That's how we kickstart the week. Let's see what the markets will do. And yeah, that's it from our side. All right. Remember, if you want to open up an account with us, the website is there on the screen, tdmarkets.com. While you open up an account and you require some assistance, the email is also provided on the screen. All right. We will see you guys again tomorrow, same time, same place. Let's keep an eye on the markets. Let's see what this week is going to give us. All right. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your day. Good luck and cheers.